What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back, everyone. This is Lee, and yes, today we'll be talking about the 18 to 55 millimeter f mount lens versus the Nikon 16 to 50 millimeter Z mount lens. Now, obviously, a lot of you guys are going to start laughing because this is just kit lenses. I mean, this is something that you get with your camera starting out, and I know a lot of you guys might think that this is a waste of time, but this is part of the DSLR versus the mirrorless series, and I have to do this. So, without further ado, let's begin. Now, the Nikon f-mount lens 18 to 55 has 12 elements and 7 blades. It also includes 2 aspherical elements, and it has a super coat, and it costs roughly around 250 USD brand new. However, you could probably buy this lens roughly around 70 bucks on eBay. Now, as for the Z mount, the 16 to 50 millimeter Z mount is 9 elements. Yes, 9 elements versus the 12 that's on the F mount. That's a huge difference. Now, it also has 7 blades. It has 1 ED element in the Z mount. It also has 4 aspherical elements in the Z mount and also the super coat. Now, for this lens right here, you could buy brand new for $350. On the used market is roughly around $250 just because it's brand new. Now, obviously, the Z mount is a lot lighter than the F mount, of course. I mean, you could definitely visually look at it and just tell that this is a lot heavier than this. But yes, the Z mount is actually a lot lighter than the F mount, including the FTZ adapter. So that's something you guys need to know. What else you guys need to know? Oh yes, they both need to be extruded out in order to operate. So that's something you guys need to know. And so yeah, there you have it. I mean, that's wow, that's even longer once you extrude it out. So yeah, the Z mount is a lot compact than the F mount. And yeah, that's all I can think of. Yeah, this is going to be a fast test, that's for sure. Let's get along with the samples. All right, so here is our first test. As you can see, on the left is the F mount and on the right is the Z mount. And already you can see that we have clear skies, and definitely look at the ground. The F mount seems to be a bit brighter than the Z mount, which means that it's probably slightly overexposed, but let's take a look at the details. And looking at the details already, I can definitely tell you that the Z mount is way sharper than the F mount. Wow, that's a huge difference, guys. This is a huge difference. Wow. Holy moly. All right, well, the Z mount, you win. I mean, that's a big difference. Yeah, definitely the Z mount is a lot sharper. So, just want to tell you guys that. Let's change to another aperture. Let's do f8. Here's f8. And already, as you can tell, wow, the Z mount does better rendering than the F mount. That is amazing, guys. Holy moly, wow. Wow, yeah, definitely the Z mount is a lot sharper than the F mount. Let's check it out one more time, F11, and then we'll move on. This is F11. And yeah, story remains the same. I will have to give it to the Z mount. The Z mount is a lot sharper, a lot more, I guess, subtle. The F mount can't handle the sunlight, so you're definitely seeing the reflection of the sun in the lens. That's why the scene is so bright. So here's our next scene, and yeah, let's take a quick look. On the right is the Z mount, and yeah, the story remains the same. Definitely the Z mount is a lot sharper than the F mount. Wow, look at all that detail. Yeah, as you can see, the hot spot right there. I mean, you can definitely see all that dirt right there. So on the F mount, it's just, yeah, I was kind of surprised that the F mount has so much elements, but I guess there's a bunch of useless elements in that lens, whereas the Z mount is less lens, but you get more clarity and definitely sharpness in your images. So that is something for those brand new Z mount owners to look forward to. Now let me see the 5.6. Again, the same deal. Definitely the Z mount does way better than the F mount. Wow. I mean, look at all that detail you're getting with the kit lens. That's crazy. This is a bright day, by the way. This is a bright summer day. The sun is just blazing on me. And the Z mount is able to capture all this detail. That's scary. That's really scary, actually. All right, let's take a look at another image. This is f8. Yeah, story remains the same. I have to give it to the Z mount. Z mount is able to give you more details in a sunny day like this. Wow, look at the grass. Yeah. All right, so here's f11. And yeah, the story remains the same. Definitely the Z mount is way better than the F mount kit lens. Way better. All right, here's the next scene. And already you can tell that we do have clear skies just about. Yeah, it's going to be the same results, I bet. Check it out. Yep, the F mount is just a tad brighter. Yeah, this is pretty crazy right there. With the same setting, guys, with the same settings. So you will be getting more sharpness on this Z mount than the F mount. And yeah, you get more clarity on what's going on in the scene. Nothing's blown out on the Z mount, whereas the F mount, everything's kind of blown out. You see the grass is just overexposed. Yeah, that's kind of rough right there. Here we go again. It's 5.6, the same deal. Nothing has changed. Definitely the Z mount wins again. Yeah, this is going to be really repetitive, guy. I'm sorry, but I have to do this. This is mirrorless versus DSLR. I just want to see that if Nikon changed anything, and I have to say, yeah, they improved it a lot. Oh yeah. All right, I'll make this the last one, and we'll go to the next image. This is f8. Let's take a look. Nothing has changed pretty much. It's all, you know, same conclusion. The Z mount is definitely more clear than the F mount. I mean, you get more detail in your images, whereas the F mount, everything's kind of blown out, a bit too bright. It kind of handle the summer sun, and that's just something that people should know when they are trying to decide which kit lens is better. Definitely the Z mount is way better, way better. Now let's do something really interesting. Let's shoot directly at the sun. All right, so here's the next scene. We're just shooting at this rooftop, and basically there's a sun right in front of me. The sun is right there, right in front of me. So we'll definitely take a look at the image quality on this particular scene. And as you can see already, wow, okay, well, we are shooting at 55 millimeters versus 50, and definitely the 50 does better than the 55. You can see more clarity on this tree right there. Wow, that's insane. But for this reflection from the sun, it looks very even, to be really quite honest. That was a rough thing to do, actually. But let's take a look around here. The Z mount renders the image a lot more clearer than the F mount. Yeah, the F mount doesn't do too well in this scene. Look at that. Yeah, look at that sun haze right there. That's pretty crazy. So, wow, the Z mount does pretty well shooting directly at it too. Here is f8. Already, as you can see, around f8, wow. It looks almost even actually, but I have to give it to the Z mount. The Z mount is very sharp, well, slightly sharper than the F mount, but yeah, the Z mount is a really good kit lens actually. I'm kind of baffled. That is a little crazy. Here's f11, and then we'll move on. I'll have to say around f11. Well, it kind of evens out around f11, but yeah, you can tell that this is this F mount is kind of washed out from the sun, whereas the Z mount is not washed out. So just keep that in mind. The car in the back is more detailed in the Z mount than the F mount. The F mount is still kind of blurry. And yeah, you still get that, you know, washed out sun on the F mount, yeah. All right, so let's do this last section right here. As you can see, I'm shooting at the subject at the nose, and already I could tell you that the Z mount handles the sun way better than the F mount. Way better. Everything is kind of blown out on the F mount. You could see that. You can see that all the details right here is all gone. And yeah, that is pretty interesting. The background is more or less the same. But yeah, definitely the nose on the F mount doesn't do too well. You get slight more details on the F mount right here though, but I don't know. I guess it depends on the person. If you guys want more details on the top, I guess. But for me, I like the Z mount. Z mount, you retain a bit more detail than the F mount. So let's take a look at another image. Wow, there you have it, F11. And already, as you can see, the Z mount does way better than the F mount. Let's take a look at the bottom. Yeah, Z mount is super sharp. Wow, I'm pretty impressed. That's very interesting. But yeah, definitely the Z mount does better than the F mount. So just to wrap things up, as you can see, more elements in the lens doesn't mean too much unless you have good elements in the lens. And so with this 4 spherical elements in the Z mount, that was a huge pro on this lens, whereas this lens only has 2 spherical elements. And yeah, you guys saw it in the samples. This lens right here did not perform too well versus this lens. And it's kind of weird that Nikon spends so much R&D in upgrading a kit lens. I mean, yeah, I don't even have a lens hood. I was so freaked out that this lens right here, that the Z mount was producing such great images versus this. And I was like, wow, this is such a tiny little thing. And yeah, I don't know, I guess size doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, definitely the Z mount is much superior than the F mount. More, yeah, I'm a little weirded out. So weirded out. I'm actually at a point right now where I think every Z mount is just going to be better than the F mount. This is pretty much right at this point, because even the kit lens is a lot better than the kit lens on the F mount. And I guess if I was starting out, if I was on a budget, I'd definitely get the F mount. But definitely the Z mount, this pancake lens right here, this was really, I have to say, it was pretty nice actually. This was pretty nice. I actually will definitely keep this 16-50. I will probably get rid of this 18-55. And yeah, I think I made my own decision on what I'm going to keep. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for checking back. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this content. Definitely click like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out the merch store. And also, I guess I'll see you next one, all right? Take it easy. Peace.